OnePlus Nord lineup has been growing steadily since its debut in 2020, with good mid-range phones like the Nord N20 but it is now expanding into budget-friendly territory in the United States with the Nord N300 5G. Does the N300 entice you enough to buy it with its MediaTek chipset, simple design, and low price? As you can see, I believe it is a mixed bag. The Nord N300, like its Nord N20 sibling, has a slim profile that is easy to hold in one hand. The slight matte texture on the back of the phone also aids in holding it securely in one hand. Despite weighing 190 grams on the phone scales, the Nord N300 doesn't feel too heavy and is well balanced. This can also be attributed to the phone's plastic frame and back, which feel good and don't scream budget phone. The phone is only available in Midnight Jade, which is another way of saying black. It would have been nice to see a second color option, such as blue, as we've seen on previous OnePlus phones. The back of the phone has a small camera bump that is barely noticeable, but it causes a very slight wobble when placed on a flat surface. The display on the Nord N300 5G is 6.56-inch LCD HD+. Thankfully, OnePlus chose a refresh rate of 90 Hz, which makes navigating the phone much smoother. The display itself is adequate but not spectacular. Some colors and blacks on the screen don't pop as much as they would on an AMOLED display phone. The vibrations and haptics in the Nord N300 5G aren't as good as they are in other Nord models. They could be much stronger, but for the most part, they get the job done. The phone also has dual speakers that sound good but aren't as full-bodied or well-rounded as those found on more expensive flagship Android phones. The Nord N300 5G is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 810 chip, which includes an 8-core CPU and a Mali G57MU2 GPU. The phone has 4 GB of RAM, which appears to be the bare minimum in modern Android phones. It sort of shows with the N300's slightly laggy nature. Overall, the Dimensity 810 chip performs admirably in most situations, but there were a few instances where an app, such as the Google Play Store, took some time to load. The Nord N300 5G is also OnePlus' first phone to be released in the United States with a MediaTek chip inside. The company has previously released MediaTek-powered phones in India, as well as the Nord 2T in Europe and the United Kingdom. The Dimensity 810 chip not only supports 5G, but also Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 5. On the back, the Nord N300 5G has a 2-camera setup with a 48-megapixel main lens and a 2-megapixel depth lens. The main lens was capable of taking some good photos. Most of the time, these photos would be perfectly acceptable to anyone considering purchasing this phone. This does come with a caveat: the Nord N300 5G's main cameras perform best in well-lit environments with plenty of light. You can take some decent photos in low light, but nothing that will blow your mind. Where detail is lacking, shots can be grainy and noisy. Although the camera app has a dedicated night mode, it can be a little slow and take a few seconds to capture a photo. The Nord N300 5G can record 1080p video at 30 frames per second. The video quality is good, if slightly undersaturated. There's a 16-megapixel selfie camera on the front, but it's terrible. Selfies appear blown out even in good lighting conditions or during the day with lots of ambient light. The Nord N300 5G has a massive 5000 mAh battery that easily lasts all day, so battery life should not be an issue. If you do need to charge your phone, the Nord N300 5G comes with a 33-watt SuperVOOC fast charger. This is adequate but not as quick as many more expensive Android phones. Using the included charger, the Nord N300 5G reached 26% in 15 minutes and 50% after 30 minutes. A full charge from 0% to 100% took about 90 minutes. On the software front, the Nord N300 5G is powered by Android 12 with Oxygen 12. Oxygen OS's visual appearance has evolved over time to resemble Samsung's One UI in many ways. The user interface of Oxygen OS 12 is influenced by Samsung, but also by Oppo's ColorOS. This is no coincidence, as Oppo and OnePlus are owned by the same company, BBK Group, and share a software code base. Oxygen OS 12 features a slightly updated design language with bolder text and new icons. There's also a dark mode that allows you to change the shade of black or gray throughout the UI. Other Oxygen OS 12 features include an improved Zen mode that helps you reduce distracting app use, a similar work-life balance mode, and new lock screen always-on display options. In terms of software updates, the Nord N300 5G will only receive one. This software policy falls far short of that of other low-cost Android phones, such as Samsung's Galaxy A series, which receive at least 3 years of Android updates. OnePlus has not stated when an Oxygen OS 13 with Android 13 update will be available for the Nord N300 5G, but it appears that it will be sometime in 2023. The OnePlus Nord N300 is only available in the United States through T-Mobile and its prepaid subsidiary, Metro by T-Mobile. The phone costs $229 when purchased outright. The Nord N300 5G costs less than $100 less than its sibling, the Nord N20 The Moto G Power 2022 and the Samsung A13 5G are also available. The phone is not available in the United Kingdom. Overall, the OnePlus Nord N300 5G is a good value for money phone for a variety of reasons. For starters, it doesn't feel like a cheap phone, the build quality makes it feel more expensive. Second, it has a long battery life that can easily last a day or more and can be charged quickly. The Nord N300 5G has a few drawbacks, such as a weak vibration motor and haptics and only one future Android update, but there aren't many better options at this price in the US phone market.